All right, welcome back to season 3 of our show. And today, it's red snapper. We're grilling it up. Along with that, it's friend, crab. We're going to show you a traditional crab boil, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Okay, like we said, today is red snapper and blue claw crab. Now, the first thing we're going to start off with is this crab. Now, I got a dozen of these. I'm going to pick them up by the back like this so you can see he's still alive. Now, I had him in the refrigerator chilling out. So when you put them in the refrigerator, they won't attack. It'll slow them down. They go into a hibernation, and we're just going to put him over here for now. If you don't pick them up from the back like I did, you could use a towel. You can also get them from the back like this. And that's the underneath of it, and you can tell if they're male or female just from the back. So this would be a female crab. Let me just flip her back over. And there you go. All right, so onto the fish. Now, these are red snapper, saltwater fish. And what we'll do with this, I took off all of the fins. It's been gutted, cleaned. And with this, we're grilling this, so we're going whole with it on the grill. And I'm just gonna put some skewers on the side like this. Here's one. There's two. 3. And now the back of this, we're also gonna just score the back down by the spine here. So I'm gonna put it flat, just showing you guys. I should have my cutting board, but it's not out. I'm just gonna go down in the spine and come straight down. So let me spin this way, and we're just gonna go in and down, just like that. Just leave the back open. We're going to do the same thing with this one. So we're going to score it. And on the back, we're going to take our knife and come down. Just a little slit in the back. And that's just going to help this whole thing open up when we're cooking it. So let's score that side. There it is. Let's flip the other side over. There it is. And I'm gonna put just another little one over here. It's gonna help that meat just fall off that fish. All right, I'm gonna get these guys, or this one right here, back into the refrigerator and chill her out, because she's gonna get crazy on me. See how much action is going on now. So now she's ready to fight, and we don't want that, because I don't feel like fighting with crabs today. And we'll meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we got the crabs back into the refrigerator. She's back with her friends, and we're gonna put this fish off to the side and show you how to marinate this fish. So right here, I have some dry oregano. Now on this dish, you don't want to use the fresh. Usually I use fresh, but not in this one, because I don't want that strong oregano taste to overpower that fish. That fish is light, it's delicate, so you don't want to do that. Got some limes, garlic, onion, that's a yellow onion, or Spanish onion, and I got a little jalapeno. Now the first thing we'll do is we're gonna cut this jalapeno, but we don't want the seeds inside. So what you'll do, a good way to do this is take your knife, you gotta cut a little incision down the side like this, and you're going to roll and cut. Just roll and cut. So as you're rolling it and cutting, you're taking that right off of there without getting the seeds inside. So that's about as much as I want to use. If I wanted to use more, see, I just popped those seeds out. If I wanted to use more of that, I would just roll it all the way out. So we're just going to push this off to the side. We're going to give it 2 chops, and into the food processor it goes. Garlic, we're going in with all the garlic, because I happen to like garlic. If you don't like it, put whatever you like, just make it yours. At the end of the day, you're the one that's got to eat it. All right, so I'm going to cut these onions, rough chop. Think about, that's where I want to go, maybe a little bit more. Feel it out. Oregano. I'm going to use a good amount of that oregano, because that just brings in a lot of that flavor in there. Here's our lime. So I rolled out this lime. Now at the end, we're gonna take some. We're just gonna go like that to slice it up for the cavity of the fish, and just make them just slices about that size. And then a piece like that, maybe just a little bit more. Just like that. Put that in there. This is a lime for the cavity. We're gonna cut some more of that. But just for now, let's just put these off to the side because we're stuffing our cavity. Olive oil. Good amount of that. I got white wine here. Any kind you drink with works out fine. Never use cooking wine from a supermarket. The stuff you find on the shelf that's not regular wine, you're better off using a cheap wine. Just $4 a bottle, $2 a bottle you can find at the cheapest wine you can, because most of the alcohol is going to evaporate off anyway. But the cooking wines in the store are filled with salt. They're nothing but salt. So that's not real wine. It's just something they put in the bottle and put on the shelf and call it wine. But it's cooking wine. There's a big difference between real wine and cooking wine. Real wine is real wine. Even if it's a terrible blend or a terrible batch of wine, it's still real wine, and that's what you want. It doesn't have any salt in it. All right, here we go. All right, so that's it. That's all you want. Bring in our fish. And here we go. So what we'll do is just dump it right on top. Right? Doesn't get any easier than that. Just dump it right on there. Make sure you get it all in there. Just like that. I'm going to turn it over. And get a little bit in that cavity, the head of the fish, and dump it right in. Now, if I was baking this in an oven, I wouldn't do this. It's too much moisture, but we're going over hot coals today with this, and it'll hold up to it. Look in here, dump some a little bit in there. There you go. Stuff your cavity. Some limes. And we're netting these today, so we're putting these in a fish net. And we'll show you that right after these marinate. So I'm gonna let these marinate in the fridge for about 2 hours. It should be nice and dark outside, and we'll put them onto the grill and go from there. So stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, so our fish is marinating, and we're just netting up our fish, and we're showing you how to net it. So I got this one netted already, and I'm just gonna show you how to net this one. What this net does is help you cook it. It just goes right onto the fire, and you can turn it. You don't even have to have a grate with this fish. Now, if you look at all of this marinade that's down the bottom here, we're using a fresh marinade to go over top of this fish as we're cooking it. We're not using that marinade that's down there. So if you contaminate this marinade by having raw fish in here, or if you marinate it raw something in here like chicken, for example, or fish, and you marinated it like what's down here, and you use this afterwards to baste with, not a good thing, because you're contaminating your food. So if you have something like salmonella in there from chicken, and you take the chicken out of there, cook the chicken, and then put that back onto the chicken, that's a bad deal. So you don't want to do that. All right, so this is how we get our nets on. This is a net. It's got a coating on it, but what I do is spray oil it just to make sure nothing sticks, just like that. I'm gonna take my net, hold it up, get the fish in my position where I want it. Now I'm gonna put the tail closer to the end, and I'm just gonna bring the net over and down and squeeze. And this is how I'm gonna lock my fish in. Now that wasn't a good lock in, and there we go. All right, now our fish is locked in to position, and we don't have to worry about it. So now we could just rotate the fish just like that. And that's an easy way to get your fish done. All right, we're gonna get that grill going and we'll meet you right back here. Onto the grill we go. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, so we got our fish all ready to go onto the grill. Let's show you what we need for a crab boil. Now this is a rub I made myself. This has every spice in here that Old Bay has but the salt. So we have garlic powder, onion powder, marjoram, thyme, nutmeg, sage, black pepper, rosemary, bay leaves, and we're gonna put some salt to taste in here, but it's gonna be in the pot. All right, we got fresh corn. Now for those of you guys that don't know how to peel corn, it's very easy, but this is how this is going in the pot. So we're gonna take it, chop, 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 and now you have pieces like that. How you peel corn? Chuck it, just peel it back. Just like that, snap off the end, and just peel it down. And just pull all this out and clean it up. So that's what you'll do. So right here we have some shrimp. These are jumbo shrimp. They're in the shell. I mean, they're some extra large shrimp here. Saltwater fish, so that's what you're gonna need for this, and a big pot. So here's the pot that we're using today. And you're gonna need some beer of choice. Anything you have around your house will do. Now this was the old way to make this. A crab boil was using beer. That's what I grew up on. Everybody that did blue claw crab, they use beer. So that's what we're using today. If you don't want to use beer, you could use chicken stock or just plain water. All right, onto the stove we go. All right, it's crab time. These are our crabs, and this is our boil. So our beer is going. The first thing you want to do, seasoning. It's not Old Bay, it's my bay, but that's what you want to do. Get it in there, good amount. And before these crabs start waking up, see them all, they're hanging on to each other in here. You want to get them in. Now I'm just gonna get the whole pot in. Here we go. Come on guys, get in there. I'm very sorry about this. All right. You'll hear a couple of taps on the side. Tap, 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 tap. And that'll be it. Do it very humanely. Put them in the fridge. Do it humanely. And cool them down so they're not woken. And just get them in the pot. But you want to make sure they're alive too. You don't want to boil dead crabs. All right, so now I'm going to get my corn in. Now it's time to get our seasoning and more seasoning here. And then we're going to get all our shrimp in. Shell on. They're not deshelled, so you're going to want to leave the shells on. And get your seasonings in. And there you go. And we'll go for about 10 more minutes and then we'll meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, it's about 17 minutes in. We drop the heat. We're done. Take a look at that. Beautiful. Now I'm going to put the lid on them. You can keep them warm in there. And then we're going to meet you guys out onto the cooker to cook our fish. So don't go anywhere. All right, so I've only got one side lit up on here. This is a charcoal grill. And we're going in with our charcoal. So this is everything from the fish. I'm gonna put it down here. Right over onto the fish, that nice sauce. All right. I'm gonna close up and cook these. Now, this grill goes up and down. I can bring the fire to me, move it up towards the fish, or I can bring it away. There you go. We'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, time to turn this over. that skin over there got hit a little bit, but nothing as bad as if you were gonna do this on the grate itself. So we got this side going. It's basically about 6 minutes aside, around there, 5 minutes aside. We're gonna cook this and meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're about to see where we're at. Looking good. I want this side a little bit more crisp. And this side is looking like it can go just a little bit longer. I like my fish on the firm side and well done. And especially on the grill, I definitely like that charcoal taste on there. So we're just gonna let it go some more. About 15 minutes into this, and that's about it. We'll meet you right back here to take these off. So another 3 minutes, we're out of here. Don't go anywhere. All right, time to pull this. This is why you want to use these nice nets, because you get this convenience of doing this. And if you guys have one of these nice grills, move the charcoal all the way up to the top so it can burn off all of your leftovers. See that? I'm jacking it all the way up because I want those grates to just burn up. And it'll burn off all that fish and we'll be able to wipe it off. So that's that. We'll meet you inside. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are. Grilled red snapper and a crab boil. Season 3. Let's show you what we got. All right, let's start off first with our crab boil. Look at that. Now I'm just gonna push this to the side for a second and we're gonna get in. Show you how to plate this up. So now this is served in a pot like this. If you have some friends, family over, you can serve it like that. If you're looking to do this on the go like I am, I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna take the whole thing, just dump it, juice and all, right in here. That's how you want to serve that. Perfect. And we're gonna straighten out. Our crabs. And just get everything organized so everybody can grab some. Or shrimp. Look at that, beautiful. And you got all your corn in here. I mean, that was just a little bit of liquid. That was 2 beers that was in there. Like I said, if you don't want to use beer, you can use anything you like. All right, let's plate this up and show you what we got going on here. So now, I'm just gonna take my plate, put it right in the middle. And we'll get this fish on here. Let's check this fish out. Look at that. Beautiful. There we go. Now I'm just gonna take this net, and you wanna push away your fish from the net. This way it's not stuck on there. Now I'm gonna take my plate and take my net. Let's get my plate right over that. I'm gonna go on an angle like that and just go right over and then push away with my hand. Like that. Just freeing up that fish. All right, there it is. So that's how simple that comes out of the net. Now let's turn that fish off to the side. And what we'll do from here is crab up. I'm gonna get a couple of crabs on here. A couple of these beautiful blue claw, or just one. Just like that. Let's get some shrimp in here. And some nice corn. what I like to do is serve a little bit more shrimp on this end. And some more corn. Let's clean this plate up. Now, this is not a very etiquette way of eating this one here. This is, you just get down and dirty with this one. And there it is. So there's no plating really on that one. It's just eat. All right, let's give this a shot. So I'm gonna taste this fish. And just look at that. Flaky, beautiful. Beautiful. It tastes so fresh. Love red snapper. And then we got our shrimp in here. So this is how you want to peel this. Just like this. Now these were deveined. And I left them in the shell because they're going to hold up to this. So let's give that a try. Wow. That'll leave you speechless. All right, we're going to meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're going to give you guys a little bonus footage here. So I know a lot of you guys have no idea how to open up a crab. And you've probably seen crabs many times. And I'm going to show you guys how the easiest way to get these open. So I got a tray here, always putting something on the tray. And we're going to take one of these guys. And here he is. So now, on the bottom of here, it has a little spot on the bottom. So you can take your hand and push with your finger. You have to push in like that. And I'll take this part, the whole top shell, and I'm gonna rip it apart like that. Then I'm gonna turn it back over. I'm gonna split it in half like that. And that is how you get into a blue claw crab. So now you have half the crab. And you want to get the gills off. Now it was funny when I was a kid, people used to say, don't eat the gills, don't eat the gills, you'll get the dead man. I mean, you'll have terrible, horrible nightmares. And they call that the dead man. So you won't eat the gills on the blue claw because it gave you horrible nightmares. So here's the meat in here. And what you'll do is just, I like to break it again, like this. And then inside, you have all that beautiful meat. So that's how you would get into that inner meat there. So I'm gonna put this down. All right, so here is the claw itself. You wanna snap and pull the meat out. Snap, twist. Now a lot of people have problems getting into this, and the reason why they have problems getting to this is because they go too far with the boil. If you boil this just right, or steam it just right like we did, first of all, never boil, always steam them like we just did with the beer. It's basically braising them, it's a shallow bit of liquid, and you don't want to dump these in a lot of water because they're not going to break apart like that. You can see 17 minutes in, so I'm going to pull this one apart. Pull this claw apart. So I'm just gonna get my hand in here, snap the claw, and I'm gonna just pull out the meat. Look at that. See? Comes right off. Let's give all this a shot. Now that's the claw, and that's the meat inside right here. That just takes me right back to my childhood. Sweet. You can taste seasoning on there, and it's very soft and gentle. And you can just taste the sea in there. Fresh crab is nothing like it. All right, we're gonna get organized, and we're gonna meet you right back here again, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, there it is, a seafood fest with blue claw crab, jumbo shrimp, and red snapper. can't go wrong with this meal. If you like this video and more videos still to come, don't forget to give a like, hit that bell. This way you get all notifications first. Thank you. We enjoyed you coming. No further ado, this pitmaster has work to do. Till the next time.